ఆ,
సరే సార్.
ఓకే సార్ బాయ్.
ఓకే.
Hello and welcome everyone. This is your trainer Akash Sharma. I hope you guys are doing good. And this is day 6 of our faculty development program in cybersecurity. So we have covered a lot of things in our previous sessions, and today we will be taking it further and learn some more concepts on reconnaissance. That's what we did on last week Friday. So we have successfully covered 10 hours of training. I'm sure you guys have learned a lot of things. We still have 20 more hours left, so there's a lot more things to be explained. So I'm sure it's going to be entertaining so far. So let me just share my screen. Before we begin, let's take a 10 minutes more time so that everyone else can also join in. We are still see I can still see people are joining in, so let's wait for them. And in the meanwhile, if anybody have any questions or queries, this will be the right time to put your questions in the chat box, or if you want, you can raise a hand. I'll unmute you as well if you want to speak with me. Okay. I am actually proactively answering questions in the chat box, so feel free to ask them. There are some personal questions. There are some questions that I'll explain in the session as well. So let's just give it that time. Okay, so in our previous sessions, we have covered a lot of stuff. We have seen so many tools for reconnaissance, so many platforms that we also use a few of them. I'll be covering up a few more today. If anybody is interested to ask any questions regarding what we have learned, please feel free to ask. I'm still waiting for others to join in as well. We have a few more people coming in. Okay, so moving on. We have seen so many tools for web applications. We have seen tools that can figure out so many information and important details about web applications, like subdomains, like the ownership information about their DNS, and a lot of stuff, right? But what if I tell you that there is one way we can go back in time, right? When we talk about, okay, just to confirm with everyone, I just need a little of recap. Have we covered this tool called Wayback Machine? A quick yes and no, please. Okay, we have already. All right. So I'm gonna skip that part. And oh, how about we have done Google Dorking? Yep. Okay, we have done that as well. Okay, so now we will learn about a tool which is based on analysis, on reconnaissance, on collecting more information about a target, but with a bit more visual representation. The name of the tool is Maltego. I'm not sure if you have heard of it before. You can simply go on Google. First thing, it's a free of cost tool. It doesn't cost you anything. So if you search for Maltego on Google, that's the first thing you see on the top, Maltego homepage. Now, if you see the Wikipedia description, this tool is a link analysis software used for open source intelligence, forensics, and other kind of investigations that you can work with. So if I go on their official page, this is the kind of thing I see here. I am really not interested in all this stuff, but I will definitely need to download it. So when I click on products, when I take my mouse up there, it shows me the option to download Maltego. So that's where I have to click. Either you can do it this way, or you can simply click on downloads. Same stuff. It is available for all platforms. If you have Windows, Linux, Mac, whatever you're using, you can download Maltego for you. I'm having Windows, so I'm gonna click download right here. It is downloading up on the top. So let's wait for it. Okay. So once I have it downloaded, I'll simply open this thing and let's see what we get. Okay, it's loading, I think. Okay, yeah. I think I opened it more than once. Okay. So this is what I see for Maltigo when I download it. It's kind of a window. You will also see the same thing. Click next. Install for anyone using the computer. It's your choice. If more than one people use it, you can just install this for yourself by choosing install just for me. I'm going to select the first option. Click next. This is the location. I'm going to click next and I'll click install. Let's just wait for it to install. I'll show you what this tool can do, and then maybe you'll have a better idea of why we are downloading this and why we are installing it. Okay, we have it here. It's all done. So let's just click finish with the installation. Now you must be having Maltego if you do a search in your computer. I'll do it here. Maltego. There you go. Okay. So this is what you get when you install it for the first time. Here, Maltego actually works in it's a commercial tool, by the way, but it works in both flavors. It have a free version and a paid version. So we are obviously going to use the free one, Maltego CE, which is short for Community Edition. Community Edition is always free. So that is the one that we're going to run. So let's just click run. Okay. So I can either spend time reading all this thing, which obviously I'm not going to do. I'll simply click accept and then click next. So accept and next. It will ask me to log in, but we don't have an account yet, right? So we have to create an account first. So for that, simply click on register here, this button. When you click on it, it opens up a web page for you. It opens your browser basically. All right. So there you go. Okay. So here is my Edge that opens. Let me just open this in my Firefox. It'll be better. I don't really like Edge. Okay, Mr. Bhimi Seti seem to have a question. You can please unmute yourself and speak up. Oh, sorry, Miss Kumari. Please speak up.
Nice.
Hi, ma'am. Do you have a question? Okay, I think there's nothing to ask. Okay, we'll proceed. So when we are registering for Maltego account, it actually needs your company email address. Now, I don't really assume that all of you have a business email, and of course, I cannot suggest you either to give your business email to everyone. So here's another hack. If you ever feel that you do not want to give your personal email to some any random website and then get you know a lot of spam emails on your inbox, you can simply use something we call a temp mail. temp-mail.org, one of the most reliable one. So this basically gives you a temporary inbox. Good job, Rishi and Savidhan. You already know about this. Awesome. So what exactly happens here is this is giving you a temporary inbox. So whatever mails you're going to put, and you're going to get an activation code or some OTPs or stuff like that, or you have to register somewhere where you do not want to give your personal details, you can give this email. You'll get all the important mails here, but they will never be able to spam you in your original email address because you have never given that in the first place. It's like a use and throw kind of thing. Like, it's like a tissue paper. It's only useful until it is clean. And once you're done, you throw it. What? So that's what this is. I'm just going to copy this email, and it actually works as a business email. So that's amazing, right? So I'm going to give some random stuff in there, like uh, Alex terabyte. Country, I'm going to give anything randomly, doesn't matter. I'm going to give India, of course. That's where I'm from. Select India. Scroll down a little bit. Okay, there it is. Random number. I'm not even typing my number. It's just like reverse counting from 9 to 0. Are you a student? No, of course. Organization, very big company. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me just zoom in. Organization size 1 to 10. The role is I'm the CEO. URL I'm not going to put because it is not required, so I'm not going to put. Whatever are required, they have a star thing like an asterisk in front of it. Focus of your business, cybersecurity, pen testing. I'm just giving out random stuff, not even legitimate details. You don't need to give legitimate details here. They are just asking for records. Then they're gonna, pester you with spam emails. So doesn't matter whatever you give. I'm gonna give some random password like Poland 007. Okay. Click on I am not a robot. Let's just confirm this thing as well. Okay, done. So as soon as I click on register, this will send. Oh, they want a password better than what I typed. Okay, I think this will be good now. Okay, crosswalks. Okay, all right, done. So click register. Should work now. Awesome. So it is successful, although I have to activate my account, otherwise it will not work properly. So I'll be going back in the mail, the temp mail, and you can see here I have a Maltego account confirmation right here. See? So when I open it, this is like the activation link for a Maltego account, right? Dear Alex, thank you. All right. Please click this link to activate. Okay, I'm going to click on it. and it confirms my account is activated. Awesome. So now I can actually log in with that account on my Maltego software, which I'm just installing right now. So I got to put the email. So let me just copy this real quick. This is my email. There you go. The same password I input on the website. And what is wrong with this QR? I really don't like this stuff. QF7Z. I think that's what it is. It's OSEF or Q, I don't know. It says wrong captcha. I knew it. I knew it is gonna be wrong. Okay, so let's give it a try again. B9KU. Come on, I can't be this bad. B9KU. Of course. Should work now. Okay, yes, there we go. I can see stuff now. That means my account is up. So you can see it says a welcome message. Hello, Alex. Welcome to the Maltego Community Edition. First name Alex, surname is Terabyte. Email address. All right, good to go. Simply click next. So something about Maltego I need to tell you. Maltego have different scripts and different functionalities. They call it transforms. Transforms. These transforms are basically functionalities of Maltego that we can use and modify for our usage. So it was just installing all of them. I think it's already done. So let's just click next. Just go by the defaults. No need to change stuff. Click next. Next one more time. Next. And that's it. Okay, here, what you have to do is it says that if you are new to Maltego, they will like really bug you with so many tool tips and stuff like that. We don't need all that stuff. Just click on go away. I have done this before because I'm going to show you how to do it. Simply click on this and select finish. Okay. A quick tip for you guys. Every time on Maltego, if you see this kind of a notification, privacy policies, or any other kind of notification for that matter, simply click acknowledge. Don't even bother reading all that stuff. It's just boring stuff. Click acknowledge, start working with it. That's all what matters. Now, the problem is it is too much overwhelming. A lot of stuff showing up. Not everything makes sense, right? You are thinking and regretting your decision that if you actually are at the right place. I'm just kidding. So Maltego, yes, it can be overwhelming because of course it have a ton of different features, but let's just stick to the basic ones. Let's just get rid of everything that is showing up here because it's not that we are looking for. So simply click on this cross on the top right here, on the top left-hand corner. The cross, when you click on it, it all goes away. This is cleaner, right? This is better. They should start with this, actually. Okay. Next, let's understand what Maltego will do. It will open up a canvas for you. And whatever kind of searches you will ask Maltego to do, it will show all the searches on this canvas. Call it a canvas, call it a graph, whatever you want to call. They call it a graph, so we'll call it a graph as well. So in this graph, they will represent all the information that you're searching for. So first of all, we have to start with creating a new blank graph. So, the Maltego can start painting on it. So to open a blank graph on the top left-hand corner, there is this icon, the small little icon for creating a new graph, the white icon that you see with a plus sign. So when you click on this, oops. it opens a new graph just like this right now. It's a new, brand new graph for me that I can work with. So there you go. Right. Graph one. All right. Let's start working. Let me just hide this tab over here. This is better. What do we do here? Right? Why are we here? So let's just understand that quickly. Maltego is a visual representation for OSINT and Recon. OSINT is open source intelligence. Here you will be researching information about your target from open source platforms like social media or any search engines or stuff like that. So it's the same thing as reconnaissance, frankly. There's no such big difference. So Maltego is basically a recon tool with more visual representation. So I'll explain what I mean every time I'm saying visual representation. Let me just close these things. Make this graph a little bit more bigger. All right, better. The bigger the graph, the better it is, okay? You can remove everything on the right side. We don't need it. On the left side, do not remove it. It's important. Here, Savidan seemed to have a question before I proceed. Please unmute yourself and speak up.
Is available Kali Linux?
Sorry, what? Your voice was
जैसे
breaking up.
काली लिनक्स में अवेलेबल है क्या कि ओनली विंडोज में?
This is not like pre-installed. You have to install it. It does not come pre-installed. Even in Linux, even in Windows, you have to install it separately. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. So if you will take a look here on the right side, we can search different functionalities that Maltego provides. And based on those functionalities, we can do our reconnaissance on our target. So let's say that I am looking for an email address. Okay. So let's say I have an email address for my target and I want to do more research based on that email. So I'll simply type the filter for email, and you can see in the below section, it shows email over here, right? So what I will do is I'll just drag and drop this on the graph so I can start working with this element. So let me just drag it and drop it in the white area. There you go. So it's having like a placeholder email right here, but I can definitely edit this and I can add whatever email I want to work with. So let me just get an email address for you. Hold on a second. Okay, would any one of you would like to provide me your business email address? Put them in the chat box. Any one of you. I want business emails, not Gmail, not Yahoo, no Outlook, your business email address. That will be preferred. And I will not spam you for sure. So yeah, don't worry about it. Okay, I got one here by Mr. Desai. Okay. Okay, so let's just put this email in here for once. Give me a second. All right. There you go. So this is my target email address, and I want to know more about this organization, maybe, or this person. So what I will do is I will ask Maltago to run all the functionalities on this particular element and see what you can find on the internet about it. So as I told you, those functionalities have a certain name for Maltago. They are called transforms. So when I make a right click, it shows me an option to run all transforms. That means all functionalities you are going to run at the same time. How you want to run, how you're supposed to run, you see this arrow, this white arrow. When I make a hover on this, it turns yellow and says run all. So you just have to put your arrow, put your mouse on this, your cursor, and click on that, and it will ask you this kind of input. One more tip about Maltago, as I said before, don't change the default, just click remember settings and run. Every time you see required inputs, any kind of scan you're making, for required inputs, just click on remember the settings and run. Leave the defaults, remember and run. Simple, okay? So you'll see at the bottom over here, it is actually running all the transformations. You can see, and it was done 100%, and hence we have the results up here. So let's have a look. What do we have? Here we also see the outputs for wherever it actually researched for all these details that we got. The first is a website for this organization. The second is the person that we just found about, Mr. Vijendra Desai. And this is for probably for a website. Just give me a second. And let me just check something. Okay. So actually, it also checks that if this email have ever been leaked on any data breaches. So whenever a company's data breach take place, their emails and credentials get leaked on the internet. People, the bad hackers, they sell this information. So when you see this icon leaked, it means that this was leaked somewhere. If you want to confirm this kind of thing, I'll also show you how you can confirm it. If you ever want to confirm if your email have been leaked on some platform or some other breach, you just go on this website. You can Google for have I been pawned? Have I been pawned? This is a website to check if your personal data have been compromised in any of the data breaches. Just simply open the website, put your email address here, and click on pawned, and it will show you if it actually have been pawned before or not. Okay, it have been pawned, it says. In 2 data breaches, it was pawned before. So that's something to be concerned about. If you ever see that you have been pawned, that means you have been hacked before, or your email have been breached in some data breach. You can simply change the password and definitely look into adding more security, like a 2-factor authentication on your email address. So that way you can ensure that even if it was leaked, you have now better protection and you have now a newer password. Otherwise, if I have access to that database and I can see this email in there and the password for this email, I can access it, right? But if you have changed the password or if you have added some more security, then you're good to go. So this is what Maltago also tells me, that if it was leaked any time before, the deliverability is the priority on how faster the email will reach this email. When you send something, how faster it will be received. So the deliverability is high. So this is good, actually. It should not be low or medium, because if it is, then it means the email is not that active. It basically confirms how active my target is. So next, what I want to do is I want to know more about the organization. So I got to know that this relates to a website, ckpcet.ac.in. So what I'll do is I'll just make a right click on this website, and I'll run all transformations on this as well. You see how good it is showing all the representation? And if you remember, for required inputs, we will run, we'll remember and run. Simple. So click on remember and click on run. That's it. So you can see it's showing me a bit more, uh, a lot more data actually, not just a bit of it, a lot more data for this target that we were talking about. Okay, it just completed. So you can see how much information are we getting. Okay. So if I zoom in a little bit, and if I start from the very left-hand corner, these are some DNS server details about the mail services, right? These are some Wayback Machine instances. These are some instances for this website. Some important changes that were made and they were captured on archive.org. So if I look into these snapshots, I can see some important changes being made on the website that were captured. So it basically filters out that information for me. Also, these are again mail servers, not that important, frankly. But if I go as I'm moving on the right side, I get to know more details. There are some more domains relating to this website, like ckpcet.cf, and there's one.ml, there's one.tk. These are also the domains owned by the organization, probably. These are some DNS servers. This is the mail server records, and this is, I don't know, Amazon Web Server details. So basically, if I am a hacker and if, okay, this is the name actually that comes up, CK Pithavala College of Engineering. That's the, I think, the name of the college. And yeah, rest, everything else is not that important. So you have to basically filter your information, whatever you're getting here, and based on that, you can do your research further. I didn't really got much information, but still it was good enough. I got to know about three more details, three more domains for this organization itself. One was .cf, .ml, and .tk. Now, definitely, if I want, I can further scan these domains as well, but I'm going to stop right here. So this way you can get more information about a particular target. I'm going to open a new graph and I will work with another target for a better understanding. Anybody else would like to give me their business email address? Anyone? We have more than 200 people and nobody's responding, so that's funny. Okay. Okay, I got one here. So let's just have a look at it. All right, I got it. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Not the Gmails, guys. Not the Gmail. I specified I don't need Gmail. Gmail address is not a business email address. It's a free mail, it's free of cost. So anybody can create an account on Gmail. So that won't work out because Gmail is a big organization. There are billions of email addresses. So even if I run the transformation, I won't really find much information because they are going to keep it private, of course. But when it comes to businesses, they work differently. As you can see, we just saw about it. So I have one email address here. So I'm going to drop this element again on this graph, change the email, make a right click, run all transformations. It's running on the bottom. You can see running transformations. So let's just give it time. Okay. It gave me more information. So there's a honeypot. Okay, these things, three things that you just see here. One of them is honeypot. The other one is Hold on. Okay. These three things over here are basically ensuring that there is some sort of a firewall that is protecting this domain, srinidhi.edu.in. There is some sort of firewall that is protecting. So this honeypot, this catch, this suspect, it all ensures that it is not going to allow you to just, find information directly. There will be some hindrances the firewall will put. So that is interesting. So this is one way of ensuring it. I will further take a look at this domain that I just got. I'll run all the transformations and see what do we have here. It's still running it, and it's going to be a big one, I can see. Okay, it's a real big one. Okay, it's completed. You can see I got a lot of information for this one, by the way. We have some Wayback Machine instances that we can look into later if we want. But I got more information about the domains that we have here. I got another email address about some other person who might be owning this or might be monitoring this. This might be for the IT person. There is another name that just showed up, Mr. Sai Darshan K. I'm not sure who that person is, but I can do my research on this person as well. We have so many more domains: srinidhi.net, .sci, .com, .biz, .org. I know that they are hosting it on Big Rock because it shows up here clearly, right? So this way, I am basically getting a lot of information for the least efforts, right? And it's all in a visualization format. So it's really amazing because I can keep a record of it. I can save it for later as well. And that way, I don't really have to worry a lot about losing information. Mr. Sai Darshan K. Okay, I'm not sure who that person is, frankly. So maybe if you can provide, tell me if you know, but it's okay. My point is, I get some more details that I will not be able to find myself on the internet, but Maltico did that for me. Now my attack surface just expanded. So now I have more uh, potential of finding more vulnerabilities on any of these targets. So I can do it for .org, .info, .in, .tk, .biz. And if I find vulnerabilities on all of them, it's a bingo for me. So as a security expert, I am getting success if I find more and more and more vulnerabilities. Let's do one more and then we'll move on. Okay. I have another one. Let's just take a look at one more for experience purposes. I'm going to drag the email again, put the email in there, make a right click and run all transformation. And let's see what do we get. So not much. We got to know this guy, Mr. Paris Kotari, and there's this domain gits.ac.in, and it says the deliverability is high. That means it is a very active email address. Good job. Okay. So let's start looking into this website here. Let's run the transformation on this one. Okay, this is going to be big. I can already say, I can predict. Yeah, a lot of them. You can see that. Oh, they have even domain gits.blackfriday, gits.abu dhabi. Yeah, okay. These are funny domains. Gits.be, gits.ran, gq, dev, cf, freeboxos.fr. I don't know what that is, frankly, but I can do my research again. There is an FTP server here. I got to know about it. It's for file transfer purposes. I might have shown you this before. If not, then it's okay. I'll show you in the upcoming sessions. So it's I got to know the organization name, Gitanjali Institute of Technical Studies. Now, the point here is this information is really good because it basically increases my attack surface and gives me more opportunity to find more vulnerabilities on these platforms as well, which I wouldn't have been able to find on the internet by myself. But this tool, Maltego, does the job for me. If you do not want to do it for the email address, if you directly want to search for a domain, so simply you can search for domain. You'll get a element for domain, just drag it down here and put your domain of your choice, and you can get the results for the same as well right here. You can put a domain, let's say tesla.com, right? Press enter. Okay, yeah. Run all transformations. Let's see what do we get. So now I'm just directly working with a domain name. You can do research on this by yourself, do more experimentation, use a little bit more, see what other features it is providing. But for reconnaissance purposes, this is amazing tool, by the way. I get a lot of emails as well, you see, like noc.at Tesla Motors, tesla.law, admin as destination, I don't know. There is this, Mr. Tiavan at Tesla, Appleton at Tesla.com, Mike Anderson at Tesla.com. So I get a lot more emails about people. So I got to know that these many people are working definitely on some higher level rankings. That's why they are visible here. They must be in the tech or the IT part. I also got Sir Elon Musk. I also got some more people included here. Mr. Gagan Sachdev, Tian Cheng Gu, Timothy Gu, Alex Fulton. I don't know who they are, frankly. But yeah. So this is really interesting that what kind of detail it can provide. It also got some JPG images. I don't know if they are really relevant, but see, not everything is going to be relevant, frankly. You will get a lot of trash information which will not be useful at all, but it's okay. It's a part of the job. So you can only choose the things that you find interesting and then proceed along with it. If I want to save it, it's simple. I'll just click on this yellow icon on the top left hand side, click on save as, or click on save. It will ask me where I want to save it. Let's say I want to save it in my documents and I want to, or maybe on my desktop for that matter. I want to name it as Tesla Recon Graph, and I will click save and I have it saved. If in future I want to use it again, I'll simply open that file. I'll show you how. It's on my desktop, as I said. Tesla Recon Graph. So here we have it. Back with us. So that's how you do it with Maltego. You can do your research on different targets for different people, for different email addresses. There's a lot more in Maltego, frankly. Actually, I'll tell you something. Maltego is a tool that they made with a focus on the demographics of United States. Not everything is going to work in India, very frankly speaking. Like they talk about people's phone book, right? It won't accept Indian phone numbers, so you'll not be able to do it. If you want to search about some Bitcoin addresses, like cryptocurrency addresses, you can also do it. You can see I'm scrolling it right on the left-hand side of the screen. I'm sorry. If you want to do for a mobile phone or smartphone, for email address or something like that, for groups or company names or industries, online groups, organizations, for different infrastructures like CVE IDs, domain names, IPv address, IPv6 address, NS records. You can literally search a lot of stuff here, right? But there's a big but here. But you cannot rely on everything because not everything will work in India. If I go for a phone number search, it will not work because it only works for US phone numbers. It does not work for Indian phone numbers. Similarly, if you start looking for a person, it might not work because it goes by the directory of US, not by Indian directory. So you're not going to get much relevant information about your Indian targets. But it at least give you something for free. So, because why not? Why don't you use it, right? So that's what Maltego is all about this visual representation of your recon, whatever you do on the internet. So you can also save it for later if you want. You don't need to like write it down on a notepad or something. Just open this, and you have all the details. It's an offline save, so even if something changes, this information is not gonna change. It's gonna stay the way it is in your computer. So even if they remove any of these domains or these emails, you're still gonna have them. So that's one thing, and that's how it actually works. So this was the demonstration for Maltego. I'm sure this was interesting enough to be curious about and try it by yourself once. So I'm going to give you time to install Maltego and try it on your end. And if you feel any difficulty, if you see that you're not able to do it or some other, error comes up, hit me up. I'm available. And after you're done, let's take at least 15 minutes of this activity, and after 15 minutes we'll proceed with the next one and we'll continue the session, right? So let's try this. Give it a try by yourself. The name of the software is Maltego. I think you guys are, for those who are joining right now, the name of the software is Maltego. Give it a try. For those who are joining right now, it's okay, you don't need to try it. It's all right. You can rewatch the video of the session. Okay, it's an application that you can install in your system, and you can start working with it. You have to run the free version of it. And for those who have been starting, who are in the session from the starting, you can give it a try for sure. Thank you. Let's take a 15 minutes time to do this activity, and then we'll continue with the rest of the demonstrations. Okay. So we have seen a lot of amazing tools, right? Already. I'm sure you have used a lot of platforms and seen so many different cases and scenarios. So let's get to Linux now, okay? And let's have a look at Linux. What do we have in Linux? And what kind of tools do we have in Linux to work with? So here is my Parrot. This is my Parrot operating system, which is also used for security testing. You can use Kali or Parrot, whichever you want. It doesn't really matter, frankly. All what matters is it is Linux and it is used for security testing. Okay, so when we talk about network, we basically refer to all the devices in our network. And in the previous classes, we have seen that every single device have two identities. One of them is an IP address, and the other is the MAC address, right? So in your network, to keep an account of all these IP addresses and network, I'm sorry, IP addresses and the MAC addresses, there is a protocol that runs to keep account of both of them. It basically correlates both of them. So if there is a device called device A, it'll have both an IP address and a MAC address. So device A can be identified by the IP and the MAC both. But which protocol actually keeps a record for this? The name is ARP, Address Resolution Protocol. ARP is used in order to keep a record, store the data for every single IP address and the corresponding MAC address for a particular device in your network. So now imagine that if somehow we know that if we can manipulate the ARP table, the database, if we can manipulate it a little bit, can we know that how many IP addresses are there in my network? If I scan ARP, if I communicate with ARP, can I check how many IP addresses could be there in my network? Yes, we can. Now the question is how? So I'm going to show you. There is a tool for this actually. Again, there's a Linux-based tool that we're going to work with. The tool is ARP scan. ARP scan tool basically is used for scanning the ARP protocol and check how many IP addresses are assigned to how many total MAC addresses. So this way I can figure out how many devices are there in my network. So if I type here ARP-scan, now question is, where am I doing the scan? Am I doing it in some other network or in my own local network? Answer is obvious, it's in my own local network. So I have to provide --local. So this defines ARP scan that I want to check all IP addresses in my local network, nowhere else. Okay, just check my local network. Don't go out of it. Don't go anywhere else. Stick to what I'm just looking for. So when I press enter, okay, it says I don't have permission. So I told you to take permission. Type sudo ARP scan local. Put the password. There you go. Now you can see these many devices are in my local network. If I have to count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, almost 10 devices are there. Right. So these 10 devices are present in my local network, and I also have the MAC addresses corresponding to these 10 different devices as well. Now, with this information only, I can find a lot more details. I can figure out the manufacturer. by the help of MAC address. Let's randomly take this MAC address over here, and let me just copy this. I'll open a browser here. I have Firefox in Parrot. Let's just open this. Go on Google and look for MAC lookup. Type here MAC address lookup. You'll get a lot of different options for this. Go on any one of them, frankly. I'll go on this one, RL's Utilities. It's one of the most trusted ones. So if I just paste here the MAC address that I just copied, and I click on lookup MAC address, see what do we have. Okay, it says it is the vendor is Intel Corporation. That means it is an Intel device. That means it's one of my laptops. I'm not sure which one it is, frankly. But yeah, this way I can confirm it's an Intel vendor. That means it is the NIC of my laptop. Let's say, let's just go into this one. Or maybe this one. 1.5. Oh, there's no result for this. Okay, this is weird. This must be my other device. Okay. It's okay. This was the wrong example, actually. It's all right, no problem. Hold on a second. Let's try some other website for that matter. Okay, this Wireshark one is also very famous. So let's use this one. So just put the MAC address, click find, says no matches. Okay. Still says no matches. If I'm correct, these are my other Linux machines. So I am actually using all of them. I'm using maybe spoofed MAC addresses here. So that is the reason maybe they are not able to detect. Okay, it's still not showing up. Okay, it's found for this one, but not the other ones. Okay. Okay, it's also found for this one. But see, still, this is not enough because I'm not able to find much information. Yeah, okay. So what I will do is I'll change my approach. I told you about this thing called services and protocols. So protocols are nothing but services of your computer that keeps on running in the background, right? And every single service have an address called a port number, right? So to confirm that what kind of services are running on these devices, there are certain tools for this. One of the good tools is Nmap, short for Network Mapper. What Nmap do is basically, let's have a look. So let's say this is me. I am the hacker, probably, or tester, whatever. And this is my target. And I want to confirm that if port number 21 on my target is actually active or not. So what my machine will do is basically it will send something called as a synchronization flag. Synchronization flag is nothing but a flag that confirms the communication. There are a few flags that should be known, you should know about. Syn, AC, there is RST, there is FIN. As of now, these will be enough. Syn is for the synchronization flag. ACK is the acknowledgement flag. RST is the reset flag. And the finish is the finish flag, of course. So something wrong with my nose today, I don't know. Okay, so this synchronization request that was sent on my target, it will just confirm with the port number 21 if you are active. It just says that, hey, I want to connect with you. Would you want to be friends? And if port number 21 is active, then only it will respond, right? It will send you a response back. If port number sends me an acknowledgement along with a connection request like this, something like a syn ACK, then it confirms that port number 21 is active because it is sending me a response in the form of syn ACK. It says that, okay, I am available to connect with you. I acknowledge your synchronization. And since I also want to connect with you, so please take my synchronization request and please accept it. If I accept it and if I send an ACK from my side as well, it will establish a connection. But do I want to connect? Not really. So what I tell port number 21 that, you know what, this was just a one-time thing and I really don't want to take it further. I was just checking if you're available or not, and I want to check all the other ports. So let's just, for now, let's just reset this connection, just put it on hold. I don't want to connect with you. So let's just reset. And then I will start looking for another port. Let's say I want to look for 3306. I'll send a syn here. Again, the same thing happens. There comes a syn ACK. If the port number is not available, it will not respond me back. Hence, it is confirmed it is not available. If it responds back, that means it is available. So the complete game is about this syn response, about the synchronization response. The whole game is based on that. So network mapper actually plays with syn responses. It checks which port number is actually giving me a synchronization request back. And that way it configures it, that way it confirms that the port number is active. Now let's check how it will do all these things. So what you got to do is simple. In your terminal, you got to type, I'm going to open a new terminal for this. There you go. Type here nmap and then give your target IP. Let's say I want to check the ports on maybe 1.6. Okay. So I'll just copy this IP address, go on nmap, and I'll ask nmap. No, this command will not work on Windows. It's a tool for Linux. It is not a tool for Windows. Even ARP scan is also a tool of Linux. Nmap is also a tool of Linux. It does not work in Windows. You can install it additionally, but it doesn't come pre-installed. You might have to install it, but it comes pre-installed in Parrot. Okay, so I have to provide nmap and the target IP address. That's pretty much the detail I need to give. And when I press enter, it will start scanning. See what's happening here. Okay, it says hosts seem to be down. What is the reason, my friend? Why is it down? Oh, there's a Vivo mobile here. Okay. All right. All right. Give me a second, guys. A real quick second. Let me just fix something here. I'm adding another device for testing purposes, so we can get good examples, at least. Okay. Let's run ERP scan. We have this is my target device, 1.11. Let's scan 1.11. Press enter. There you go. The command is going on. Let's see what do we really get. Okay. It actually checked a lot of things. So you can see here. From the beginning, starting Nmap 7.93, that's the version number. This is a timestamp when it actually began the scanning process. Nmap scan report for this IP address, host is up. This is the latency. That means this is how soon it actually responded back. Not shown 997 closed ports, and these are the open ports available. So here's the thing. Why is it specified 977 closed ports? Actually, Nmap by default will scan for top 1000 ports only. In a system, okay, give me a second here. Hold on. Let me just get some notes for you. Okay, never mind. I'll share the notes in the drive itself. So where was I? Oh yeah. So in a system, basically there are those 65,535 ports. But out of them, it just checks top 1000 ports. That's it. And then it stops. Now you might say that Akash, we can see that's going beyond 1000. It's going to 33068180. Actually, what I meant by that is it checks top 1000 open ports, 1000 general ports, the ones that we generally use in day-to-day session, in our day-to-day cycle. So there are many other vacant ports which are not generally used, not generally assigned. That is why it doesn't check them. It checks only top 1000 ports. If you want to check all the ports, if you want to go beyond 1000, there is a different, you can modify the command a little bit more. I'll show you how you can do the modifications. See, right now what I'm getting here is the port number, the status, and the name of the service. The port number, let's say it's 53. It is open. The service is running as domain. Then there is port number 514. It's open. The service running here is shell service. There is SMTP. There is file transfer protocol, SSH, Microsoft DS, login service. A lot of things are going on here, right? But I don't really feel good enough by just looking at the name of the service, because this is not enough, right? I need more. I need more in detailed report. So in Nmap, what if I want to know the version number? As I told you, this is a service, right? So every service runs with a software, just like Maltigo runs with the Maltigo software. FTP runs with the software for FTP, right? For some script or for some sort of software. But I'm here not getting any information regarding that particular software. So I will check for further information by asking Nmap to look for the version number as well. -SV. Now it will scan for version numbers. Okay. Small s, capital V. All the commands in Linux are very, very, very case sensitive. So make sure you put it right. If I put it wrong, it will not scan it. So make sure you put it right. So -SV will scan for the version numbers of every service. You'll see the difference in the scan result. So let's just take a look at it. I just added a -SV. This is a switch that I added. And I told you a command and switches work together. Switches basically changes the behavior of a command. So here I'm changing the behavior by asking the command to show me more details. So as of now, there's nothing after service, but here with -V, I get the version detail as well. Now it's better, right? Now it's much better. I know it's running FTP, but the software they're using is VSFTPD 2.3.4. Now this is more specific. This is what I like. I know they're running HTTP, but I know they're running the Apache server 2.2.8. I know that they're using MySQL, but it's 5.0.5. So this way I can actually figure out what specific service they are running. And based on that, I can, more efficiently strategize my attacks further. So this is why Nmap is used. And there are so many switches for Nmap. This is just the surface level information I'm giving you. Trust me on this. But I'm going to show you as much as possible. So to enumerate the version number of a service, you do -SV. Okay, let's say I just want to confirm for a single port number. I don't want to check all of them. Let's say I just want to confirm the status for port number 22. How can I do it? So I will add a switch -P and I'll assign number 22. So -P22 will only search for port number 22. So when I do this, take a look what it shows. Only port 22. I can also give a range, by the way. I can say that I want port number 22. I want to check port number 3306 if it is available. I also want to check, I'm going to give a random number, 8085 4496, right? Let's check the status. So it says the two are open and the rest two are closed. So this way I can check for specific ports as well, and it will give me results only for those ports. So this way I can classify my results for the commands. So we know how to scan for top 1000 port. We know how to scan for a single specific port. But how about I want to scan for all 65,535 ports? For all of them. Then it's a simple command, -P -P-. This way, I am removing the barrier from Nmap to stick to only 1000 port. Here, I'm just checking. Okay. I'm just checking for all the ports, which could be possibly open. Beyond the top 1000 ports, any port is open, it should show me. So now, when I press enter, that's what it's going to work with. Okay, it will take time. See, because it's like a lot of ports there, so it says connect scanning. Okay. All right. So this time there were so many different ports. Now the number changed. If you see, it says 65,505 ports are closed, but these are the open ports. Now you can see it went beyond the top 1000 ports. This is interesting, right? This is what we were looking for. So this confirms that we can go beyond it and we can use Nmap for this kind of scanning purpose. Nmap is an amazing tool, by the way. You can do a lot more stuff. You saw that I just enumerated the version numbers. In the upcoming sessions, you will see how I can utilize that information to hack into these services, and do different kind of stuff and test for different vulnerabilities. I'll show you all that. The question comes here how we can use it in Windows, right? I'm sure you guys must be interested in that too. So let me just show you that. Okay. So Nmap is actually the tool for Linux, but Nmap developers have also created a Windows based version of it. They call it ZenMap. ZenMap is something that we use for Windows. How to install? Very simple. Just look for ZenMap on internet. You click on the first website that comes up. It will take you to the official Nmap, I mean the official website. And you can download ZenMap from the Nmap download page. Just click on this. Okay. Get Nmap for your system. Microsoft Windows binary. This is where you have to get it. You can download it from here. nmapsetup.exe. Just click on this. I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to share it in the chat box as well. It is downloaded. So let me just open this thing and install it. Okay, let me share my screen back. I don't know. I'm not able to share my screen for some reason. Okay, this is weird. Chandana, can you hear me? Am I audible to you?
Yes, Akash, you are audible. Yeah, what
Okay,
happened?
yeah, I think there is some technical glitch. Can I rejoin the session? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure, you can.
Thank you. Yeah, just give me a couple of seconds, guys. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry for
sure,
this.
you can take care.
Okay, guys, I'm back. I don't know what happened, but it's okay. We are back. Okay, let me just reshare the screen. I haven't done anything. I was just waiting for you guys to come back. Okay, so this is the Nmap, and yes, it will work for Windows also. Uh, I told you that Windows majorly works on a GUI interface, a graphical user interface, and that's what ZenMap is all about. It's about the graphical user interface. So I'll just install it by clicking on the positive options like agree, next, install. Let's just wait for it. Okay, if you see this kind of stuff, just click on the positive options, okay? Keep everything default, click on all the positive options, nothing to change, nothing to add. Just let everything go the way it is. Okay, it's done. So I'll click on next, and then I'll click on finish. Okay, it's still going on. Can't do anything much about it. Okay, let's just maybe a couple of more minutes and we'll have it. Okay, it's done. So click next, and I don't need this, so I'll unmark them. Click next and click finish. There you go. So now if I search for ZenMap, come on. It's just downloaded. Why is it not showing up here? This is weird. Hold on a second, guys. This is weird. Because we just downloaded it and it should show up here. And if it is not, then there must be something wrong with it. You guys can also give it a try. I have already shared the link in the chat box with you all for downloading Nmap on your Windows. You can also do it. I'll also tell you the alternative for Windows for ARP scan as well. So you guys can wait for that as well. Okay. I'll also show you that. Uh, 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 um, hmm. I'm just gonna run it again. I don't know what went wrong. Yeah, I did. Sunita, I just checked in all the apps. It's not showing up. So that's weird. It's not showing up. So that's the problem. Even with Z, it's not showing up. C programs, files, and map. I can't see this file either. Oh, actually, it is there. I don't know why it's not showing up in my search result, but it's okay. Okay, so it's in my C drive and map folder. I am really not sure why it's not showing up in the start menu. I think because I unchecked the box. Maybe that could be the reason. So I have ZenMap here. You can see at the very bottom. I will make it a little bit bigger. You see here, I have ZenMap. So what I can do is I can add this shortcut to my desktop, show more options, send to desktop. I have ZenMap here now on my desktop, right here. I'll just open this thing. Santesh, you're sharing me some errors. Please tell me in the chat box if you are in a school network or something like that, or is it like a company network? In the meanwhile, let's discuss ZenMap over here. You can see ZenMap have a good interface, right? And I can give my target here. I'll give 192.168.1.11, right? It is automatically crafting a command for me, right? So isn't that amazing? So it is going for intense scan. I don't really want an intense scan as of now. Let's just go for a quick scan, a very simple, sober, quick scan, or regular scan. That will be also good. This is weird. ZenMap is not able to ping that. Okay. See, this is why I don't like ZenMap, frankly. It's really buggy. I don't like it. Oh, so the intent scan is working, but regular scan is not working. This is funny. Okay, it still says host down. Still up. This is not done. One dot three. I'm able to ping it, but Nmap doesn't seem to do it. Let me run this with administrator rights and see if that works. I literally do not like. I'm sorry.
Hello everyone. Today's session is finished. So if you have any doubts or any queries for me, please let me know in the chat box. I'm sharing the feedback link in the chat box. Please make sure your attendance. I hope there is no queries for me. I will wind up the session for today. We'll meet you on the same timing tomorrow. Again, I'm sharing the feedback link. Yeah, okay, thank you.